Welcome to Vernonia, Oregon, home of Vans factory flight training. I'm Mike Seager and I do the RV transition training. We train out of the airport here in Vernonia, and I have for the past 20 years. Vernonia also has lots of nice things to enjoy while you're here. We have camping and fishing, and we have parks here. We have a park on the airport. We also have a park across from the airport. So you could either stay in one of the bed and breakfasts here in Vernonia, or you could stay in one of our parks if you want to bring your RV. So how you get here is basically you fly into Portland International and you got to rent a car and you drive out from Portland. It's about a 45-50 minute drive. This is the RV7 that we're going to be flying to do the transition training in, and it generally starts with a pre-flight, so I'll give it a quick walk around and you can follow along as I do. Right now I'm basically going to fire it up and turn the fuel quantities on, make sure that we got gas, put the flaps down. So we're going to do our walk around here, check prominent points as we come along. And basically I'm checking now to make sure the flight controls are free. And make sure everything's hooked up as it's supposed to be. Make sure all the fasteners are in the cowl and it's all secure. This airplane has 3,300, which is virtually all given transition training. Transition training in all the airplanes to include the RV 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, and soon to be the new RV 14. Basically, the planes that I use that I keep here in Vernonia are the RV 6A, we do the tricycle gear training in, and the RV 7 for the taildragger. In addition, I go to the factory and bring the RV 10 and the RV 12 up here for the time that's needed if I have people that want to train in the 10 and the 12. And I generally do a presentation of about 45 minutes to include how the airplane flies and the speeds, and I'll just give you a little presentation of what I do here. We generally start with the speeds, and for example, if I was going to do the RV7, it would go like this here. Best glide would be like 85. So we go down through the speeds and talk about all of them. Okay, so after we take and we do the ground portion where we cover this, then we're going to move forward and do the flying portion, and we'll go out to the airplane. I'll initially get you seated and comfortable and make sure that you fit in the airplane proper, and we'll start with our first flight. We'll basically go down through the checklist and get the airplane started and taxi out, and we'll take you over to the east, and we'll probably climb up to 3,000 feet. I'm going to take you through a series initially of just checking the airplane out by going through all the controls, and then we'll probably do some turns, we'll do some slow flight, and maybe a stall or two, and then we'll go back to the airport at Scappoose and begin learning how to land the airplane. Well, the difference between me is that I'm a very experienced pilot in this particular airplane. I basically committed all my flight time to just giving training in RVs for the last 20 years. No, I have 18,000 hours total time, and I have 12,000 hours given transition training in just the RV series airplanes. I do. In addition to the flight training, I also do testing new airplanes. I do flight testing, and I do aircraft fairing, and basically help people get started flying their airplanes. My other airplane's a Model T, 1923 Model T40. Found this in Brookings, South Dakota about 6-7 years ago, and got interested and started Model Ts. So this is what I do on my off-duty time from the RV, is drive Model Ts around. Pretty much original, has original floorboards, original pedal drive. You got low and high, reverse and brake. Has the throttle here and ignition advance here. Has park and brake, which also serves as forcing neutral. And this car here is pretty much original, except we restored the top and the upholstery on it. And we went back there to look for the Wright brothers shop and bicycle factory. As you can see, this has an original 4-cylinder Model T engine. We went through the motor, transmission rear end, rebuilt it all, and pretty much it's all stock and standard. You might notice the shifter in the floor there. That's an auxiliary 2-speed rear end. Basically, it has a thermometer on this side here. I'll turn it around for you. Got a little thermometer in there.